Jamie starting off this hour in Missouri. Hey, Jamie, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Thanks for taking my call. So I have a question. It might sound like a small, silly question to somebody, but this seems like a lot of money to us, so I wanted to ask you about it. We're about $70,000 in student loan debts right now. We've been trying to kind of work through the second baby steps, so we've been throwing everything we've got towards the loans. And as of recently, I feel like I need a new cell phone. We're going to put $350 to buy a new phone, and I know that seems like a lot of money to us just to put down on the cell phone, but I feel like I have legit reasons why I think I need to get a new one. We have a lot of changes coming up in our lives recently, and I just wanted to get your input on that, I guess.
350 down?
Just to pay a cell phone. No, like the full price, I guess.
Oh,
that's
to buy
the
it.
cell phone is $350. To buy it.
What's your household income?
So I'm the only one working right now, and I make $45,000 to $50,000 a year pre-tax. That's with overtime.
Mm-hmm. And your husband doesn't work? Why?
He is currently finishing up PA school. He had a job. He worked at Walmart just shelving meat and stuff.
When will he be finished with PA school?
Sorry?
When will he be finished with PA school?
He graduates in December, about a week before we have our first baby.
Okay. The reason a question like yours is important is not because $350 is important in the scope of your life. It's because you're making a judgment call here on what you're focusing on and what you value. And that's why it's important. And if you're focusing on finishing PA school so that his income comes up and we're trying to get out of debt, and I've rationalized the purchase of something that I shouldn't be purchasing, that's a bad thing. If we're buying something that is a necessity, that's certainly an okay thing. We do want you to buy food, and we do want you to keep the lights on. And so why is it an upgrade in cell phone is a necessity and not just a want?
So we're kind of crazy, but I've had my phone for almost 7 years now.
So what? Does your phone work?
It does work.
So why is an upgrade a necessity?
Because I want to take pictures of our baby when he's born, and my phone has half a camera, and his doesn't. It's even worse. Mm-hmm. Honestly, is that a stupid reason? But I just want to have good pictures of my child.
No, it's a rationalization. You don't use a cell phone for a camera when cameras are cheaper if that's the only reason you're buying it.
Okay.
Go get you a cheap camera.
Well,
go get you a little digital camera and take lots of pictures of Junior for $50.
So unless my
you don't own a camera?
We do have a camera.
You have a digital camera.
We have. That camera is about 10 years old too. It's pretty old.
Okay.
It was my husband's. We use it.
And the camera on your phone takes pictures too, right?
It does.
So you have two ways to take pictures of the baby. You do what you want to do. You call me and ask me this question, so I'll give you an answer. You have rationalized an upgrade on the emotion of your child, and as an exercise of your value system, that's something you need to break. This is a test. Are you going to pass the test? Because the description you've given me of why you want to do this is definitely a luxury. It's definitely a want. There's no one's life in danger. It's not a necessity of this household. You have the ability to take pictures of your child. They're not going to be damaged and in counseling when they're 30 because there's no childhood pictures of them. You just want the upgraded phone, and you figured out a way to blame it on your baby. And you've got to stop that kind of decision-making process. That's why it's an important question. And so I appreciate you asking it. I had to do this too, kiddo. I was in exactly the same thing. I'm the guy that used to think when I went into Costco or Sam's that the reason they checked your receipt on the way out was I thought it was federal law you had to spend $200. I'm a spender by nature. I can rationalize my butt off on something that I just want. And one of the benefits of me going broke was that got fried out of me. Not to the point that I'm so frugal now I can't breathe. I actually still have that spender gene inside of me, and I actually do enjoy buying some nice things. Now I can afford them. But I had to reach this point in my spiritual growth and my emotional maturity that I did not use a false decision-making paradigm to make a purchase. And when I got past that, then I enjoyed the purchases that much more, rather than back when I used to just go, oh, well, if we don't do this, it's a one-time thing. And if you pass up on the one time, I've got all the rationalizations down. I used to use all of them, and it got me in trouble. And so, one of the things that you do is you transform your heart while you're transforming your finances. And this is a test. Don't flunk this test, because the next test will be a minivan, and it'll be $35,000, not $350. There'll be another test following this. If you flunk it, you get to take the test over. That's how tests work. And so it's an important question, although it sounds trivial, and you were a little bit afraid it was trivial. It's a heart question, and you're creating a new muscle in your heart, the way you make decisions when you pass this test. So it's a very important test. We all have flunked this test in America at times. Congress flunks this test every day. And it causes overspending with rationalization. And it's hard. It's hard. And I'm not going to make fun of you or pick on you because of the triviality of your question, because down inside of that question is a very important question. It's a very important test.